Hey there, honey bunnies. Welcome to episode 46 of the Sovereign Storytellers podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Wolf. And this week, the title is going to be some variation of You're Already Wearing the Coat That You're Looking For. I was listening to a bunch of stuff like I usually do this morning, and or in the morning. I usually listen to something motivational, or it's just part of my daily practice. But I was listening to this woman who was really struggling to understand that she was already what she was looking for. So she was really stuck in her yeah but this, yeah but that. So it's a little like we're running around freezing cold, scrambling to find a coat. And people will hand us a coat and we'll say, no, not that coat. That's a yucky coat. That's a dumb coat. I don't like that coat. I might have to work to wear that coat. I don't want that. Because we're so stuck on, I'm a person who doesn't have a coat. I never had a coat. My family never had coats. We've all been freezing for generations. There are just no coats available, or the only coats we can find are crappy bullshit coats with Velcro on them. Who am I the only one that literally detests Velcro? Velcro is horrible. The feel of it is horrible. The sound is horrible. Worse than nails on a chalkboard. Velcro should be banned forever. I hate it. But that's it, right? We're looking, whatever it is we're looking for. Okay, it usually always boils down to money, love, or health. I need money. I need money. I need a relationship. I need a relationship. I need a partner. I need a partner. I need a job. I'm sick. My body needs this. My body needs that. Always looking. And what we're missing is we already are the raw components to make those things. Like, if we're looking for a coat, we already have the components of the fabric and the buttons and the zipper and the thread and the waterproof coating. Like, we already have all that. But we're so busy looking for a coat that we don't see it. Like, it's right there. It's a little like when you're looking for your sunglasses that are on the top of your head. Like, you're so intensely looking that there's the tension in that means that you don't have the brain capacity in that moment to recall that they're on your fucking head, dummy. They're literally on your body while you're scrambling around looking for them. So it's another example. We have it, but when we're so focused on getting it or finding it or achieving it, we don't have the capacity to actually remember, we already have it. It's literally in our body. We literally can't be separated from it. We literally are it. Right? We've all had that experience. Where's my sunglasses? I just had them. Oh my God, I just had my fucking sunglasses. I can't believe this. I'm late for work. Where's my sunglasses? And it's not until you just like throw your hands up and you're like, well, shit, I guess I'm going to be late to work because, well, or whatever. I mean, hopefully you wouldn't be late to work just because you can find your sunglasses. But, it's not until you're like, all right, well, God, whatever, that you remember when you have that hey dummy moment. That's what I say to myself. Like, I have these hey dummy moments when I let go. Like, oh, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I get it now. I already am the money. I already am the love. I already am the health. It's my perception that I'm not that is separating me from accessing the raw components to I was going to say weave a coat. Does anybody weave a coat anymore? I mean, I guess some people do. You can weave a nice poncho if you're that talented. I am not. I can weave a story, but I can weave some doozy of stories, but I can't weave a coat. Anyway, so I have this monthly money class, and I did it for a few months, and then I quit, and then I had a lot of requests to start it up again. So I started it up again, and every day, it's called 10 Minutes to More Money. Insert commercial here. If you want to go to the websites, thatmichellewolf.com/10 minutes, or you can, number 10, 10 minutes, or you can just go to the main website and there's a tab up for it. It's $33 a month. And every day you get some teachings and a meditation. You don't always get extra teachings, but every single day you get a meditation using the one command for wealth. And it tends to move people's money really fast. And it moves your awareness about why you don't have the money, which is really the most important part, right? It's the teach a woman to fish or teach a man to, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a woman to fish, she'll eat for a lifetime because she'll have the skills, or he'll have the skills. And I don't like to do anything that has people always coming back like I'm the vending machine. Like I'm not. I can show you the tools and teach you the tools, and then you go do the thing with it. I don't sign up for a long-term, I'm not that kind of coach. But the awareness comes. You start to become more and more conscious of the stories that you tell yourself that are keeping you separate. And for a long time, it's been like, why? How come people who work with me open up their money flows? They get more clients. They get more customers. They get actual, sweet moolah just kind of shows up. How come that's not working for me? Like, where's the gap here? Like, I want them to have all that, and I want me to have all that too. So where's the missing piece? What am I doing? And every month I get more awareness about it. And I had more awarenesses yesterday. Did I just say yesterday? Yesterday. I got more awarenesses about it because I've been thinking for a long time, this is lineage energy. This is ancestor energy. And other people will say to me, well, just drop that. And I'm just like, no, there's more to it. If I could just drop it, I would have done it by now. So I had a natal chart reading, astrology chart reading yesterday with Fernanda Falco, I think is her last name. All of a sudden I can't remember her last name. Anyway, and I talked to her about that. Like, I do the same things. I've been doing it for years. I have a suspicion there's something else going on. And she's like, yeah, there is. You have Saturn in the second house of money and possessions. You have Capricorn rising, which can really struggle with stuff like that in the flow of it. You have an enormous amount of water in your chart, like tons of water and very little air. So I have all these feelings, and it can be hard for me to find the avenue to express them. I think that's what poetry does for me. But anyway, so what's in that chart is lineage, ancestor stuff. And I said, if it's that deep in like I was born with this package of poverty and the struggle of it and the life theme of that, is it then changeable? Or do I need to just accept it? And she said, yeah, it's changeable. You need more permission to have it. That's the missing piece, is the permission and the value and the self-worth. So it's never about the money. Like, we always are seeking the money. It's not about the money. It's not about the relationship. It's not about having better health. It's about the permission to end the separation. It's about giving yourself the permission to understand you're already wearing a coat that is more beautiful than you can even imagine. Better than the best coat that you can imagine in this moment. You're already wearing it. You're so busy looking for it, you can't find it. Because it can't be found, right? This isn't a set a goal, achieve a goal. I need a coat, I find a coat. It's it's beyond all that. It's the third option. It's I am all of the things. I am the need a coat and I am the coat. I am a need a coat and I find a coat. I am the need for money and the having of the money and all things related to money. I am the part that needs the love and finds the love, and the part that understands that there is no needing and finding. There is no seeking and finding. There is no if this, then that. It's only the is. So it's like stepping back. So hold in your left hand something that you need. Just hold your left hand out and imagine that all the money that you need, the need of the money is in your left hand. And over in your right hand, put all the money that you can imagine. You might have to make it little teeny weeny tiny money if you're a concrete thinker. If you want to, imagine that you have your hand on the giant, switch for the fun, like at hotels when they have like all the banks of cereal and you pull the thing and all the cereal comes down, or at the bulk section of the grocery store. Make it whatever you need. But in your right hand, you have all the money that you could ever spend in a trillion billion lifetimes. Gazillion, Godzilla level money in your right hand. Left hand, need, the desperation. Right hand, I already got it. I got money for days. I'm richer than God. I got all the money from all the times for all the forevers right here in my right hand. I feel the dichotomy in that. There's the need and the having. I've already got it. There's the I need the money. And then there's the, I got all the money. And now put those two hands together. Left, right hand. Smoosh them together. And then put your hands on your heart. And see if you can feel how there is another place of consciousness. There's another awareness available now. There's the awareness that it is all, it's just all. It just is. You are that behind the this and the that. You are that third thing, that third presence, that third state of energetic consciousness that knows all of this is redonkulous, that knows that you can't ever need a coat, that knows that you can't ever have a coat. You already are that. And the splitting out of and gripping onto and over focus on one facet of the diamond that you are keeps you from seeing the 500 other facets of what you are. So then you step even further back and go, there's the whole diamond. You see all the facets, and you understand in any moment is a choice point. I call these micro decisions that we make all day long. We make these little micro decisions. I'm going to complain, or I'm going to have compassion for the part of me that sees that there's something to complain about, or I'm going to go even further back and just drop the whole damn thing, or I'm going to hear the voice that's like blah, 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 and I'm going to be that voice, and I'm going to be the other voices, and I'm going to be the thing that has no voice. Every moment of every day, we are making these micro decisions that create the tapestry of our life, that create our experiences. Stepping back into the wordlessness and the oneness. In this moment, if you do that, can you feel a little letting go? So I'll give you a couple of examples. On doesn't matter. Earlier this week was September 4th would have been my 9th wedding anniversary. Only my divorce was final on August 27th. It was filed in July and takes 30 days or whatever to finalize it. So it's all final, and I don't really have a whole lot of emotion around that, only other than being aware of the date, because it's a habit. And then I had a situation with my ex's cat, Grit. She's let's call her interesting. She's an interesting cat. She really hates everybody on the planet except him, and so she's not happy because she's separated from him because he's got to get his shit together and get a house and all blah blah blah. So anyway, she got scared about something outside. I had picked her up and was carrying her in, and I inadvertently set up a situation where I was going a different direction than we usually do. She's easily freak outable, so she freaked out. She spun around in my arms, and I don't know if you've seen cats, but they do this boxing thing when they really only use the both paw maneuver when they're intensely upset about something. So she's an intense cat, so she did that. So they hit you left, right, left, right, left, right, or each other, or whatever they're messing around with. But it's lightning fast. It's so fast you can't even see their paws moving. So I got the triple box on my face, and just seriously a little fingertip from my eyeball on both sides, and they're noticeably horrible. And I bled like a stuck pig. It was terrible. And I, of course, I dropped her. I let go of her when she started, ribboning, Freddy Kruegering my face. So I dropped her, and she scratched me all the way down. So I'm like gutting out blood everywhere. It was so disgusting. I ended up throwing the shirt I was wearing away. Like there was no way that was going to come out. And it really hurts when a cat gets you. And then I contacted my ex, and it turned into a giant blow up. All by text, of course. That's how we fight these days, right? We don't ever talk to people. We just fight via Facebook Messenger. Blah, 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 blah. And then you hear the ding, and then you're like, and you go back and forth, back and forth. And then I was like, yeah, okay, right. It didn't go on for very long because I know that he's not in a place where he can hear me. I know that. I mean, that's why we're divorced. So it didn't go on for very long before I was like, okay, wait a minute, right? We don't go down this road anymore. So I just, let it go and was like, okay, I need to make some decisions about these cats. I can't take care of 6 of them by myself when 2 of them are special needs, let's say. Anyway, the cats are a different story. It's not the point. The point is I recognized that I was only hearing my story when things go wrong at about a 2 volume rather than the 100 volume that I usually hear it at. When something goes wrong like that, my tendency has been to use it as a springboard to launch a whole series of stories that can go on for weeks of axe grinding and hanging out in my familiar bad feeling place and writing 400 journal pages about defeatism and injustice and blah, 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 all the crap that we do. But I've been training intensely this year to not do that. So I recognize that, we started into a text war Okay, yeah, we're not doing that. So then I heard the story, and then I recognized I had made some decisions that now I have to walk out of. I had made the decision to be aware that I'm already wearing a coat, but I have all this momentum going of the self that is not aware of that and has made decisions in the past that manifested outcomes that now will take a little time to clean up, so to speak. You make the decision and your material world catches up last. Your body catches up last. And what I mean is that your body is always the first to know when something's wrong, of course. But the manifested, tangible reality of your internal changes takes some time to show up because we're creating out ahead of ourselves, whether good or bad. And then we have the results and then we're like, oh shit, that's not what I wanted. But it can take 6 months, to clean it up. So anyway, I have cat decisions to make and things to do. I need to move. I need to, there's all these things that are manifested as a result of what I did in the past, and now I'm creating in this moment. And that's what I said. Like, I can allow even the volume level 2 story to grab a hold of me and start the creation process of what's going to then show up 6 months from now or 3 months from now. Or I can be aware of it as I am, and I can choose to reframe it. A cat is a scared cat, and they do dumb shit, and I don't have to take that personally. Her attempting to claw my face off was her panic reaction. I don't have to take that as a personal attack on me. I am not her preferred person because I'm the one that does the nail trimming and all the things that she hates. And she's got a really good memory. So I don't have to turn his ability to not hear me into anything personal. In the same way, if you need a coat and you don't have a coat right now, you don't have to turn that into the universe hates me. But clearly because I don't have a coat. Or something outside is dangling the coat away from me so that I will learn a lesson, and when I learn the lesson, then I can have the coat. That's another garbage pathway. Or if I could just get this right, then I would have the coat. If I could just get this person, if I could just find the right diet, if I could just figure out how to budget, if I could just understand the law of attraction, and if I could just feel happy all the time, even though that's not normal, then I'll get the reward. If I just do my book report really, really well, then the teacher will give me an A and a gold star and a cookie. And then all will be well in the world for about 12 seconds, and then you'll be off on something else. Because the point isn't getting the coat or getting the money or getting the health or getting whatever. It's the point when we're doing that is to stay separate. It's to not give ourselves permission to fully have awareness. Because once we do that, everything that we think we are crumbles into dust and we freak the fuck out. If you're really embedded in, I am a person who this, I am a woman who this, I am a man who this, I am a man who eats waffles on Saturday, my family always ate waffles on Saturday, I can't imagine a Saturday without waffles. If you're super embedded on that and you realize that tradition, that way of thinking, that rigidity is just something you've created that you can let go of, like you never have to eat another waffle ever in your whole life, then that part of you is like, whoa, what? What? There are people that don't eat waffles on every Saturday? There are people that don't like waffles? What? That doesn't fit in my paradigm. Let me shove that all out of the way. You mean there are people that have 1,400 coats? Do You mean there's people that have a coat for every different degree? Like a coat for 30 degrees and a coat for 40 degrees and a different coat for 50 degrees and another coat for if it's raining in 50 or if it's raining in 80. What? If you're so invested in, I am a person who I'm different because I'm a person who, just, we don't have coats. That's just the way it is. We don't have coats. Or we have shitty coats. I hope I'm explaining this well, because it's so important that we stop looking for the money and start looking for our understanding of our own self-worth, especially if you have open will center, an open G center, and open emotional centers in your human design chart. Also on the website, thatmichellewolf.com. Insert commercial here. If you have a lot of open centers in your chart, and even, those centers just in general, those are the things. Where's my value? Where's my worth? Who am I? Whose approval am I seeking? If we can for a moment stop looking, if we can for a moment be really present and mindful of what's here right now, you understand that not only do you already have the coat, you don't even need the coat. The coat becomes just an irrelevant sound of k ending in a t. It's just a noise. It doesn't have any meaning attached to it. The only reason you know what I'm talking about when I say the word coat is because we've mutually agreed that this sound that starts with k and ends with t means a thing that you wear when it's cold outside. So what we can understand is that we have taken that languaging ability and we've used it to set all these fences up around ourselves that keep us limited. We've used it to construct prisons of words, forgetting that we constructed them and we have the keys to the door. And even deeper than that, we have the key to go, well, this is all just an illusion bullshit anyway. What are we even doing right here now? Okay, the second example is a cat peed on my bed this morning. Again, another fear-based response, which means that for me, I'm going to have to go meditate on what's freaking me out that I'm ignoring, because that's what I do. I hold space for other people's emotions so that I can ignore my own. I know I'm doing it. You don't have to tell me 500 zillion times. So anyway, I put Ting in the bedroom so the other four could go out. Tingsha needs a new home, sadly enough. He's the one that creates the massive amounts of chaos. Always has, always will. That's who he is. He's not going to change. So I put him in the bedroom this morning. Something happened to him yesterday, and I don't know what. When I got home, he was sore. Probably he got in a fight with the stray cat, who's also a different story. But he was injured. Not devastatingly injured, but he was sore, and so I was like, oh, great. So I didn't know he was sore, and I picked him up, and then he ran away, and then he came back. And anyway, this morning I do this ridiculous thing where one goes in one area and the other four can go play outside for a few hours. So I put him in the bedroom, and he smelled all the other cats, and probably because he got in a fight yesterday, he did a thing that cats do, and that's they pee. Cats are not peeing on your bed because they're trying to get revenge. Cats are peeing on your bed because they're anxious and they want the room to not smell like other cats. They want the room to smell like themselves. So they pee on shit. Well, he peed on my bed, but I didn't have the cover on the bed. And I have a Lisa bed, so it's like a foam thing. So it went right. I think I'm probably going to have a new bed. Somebody wants to start a GoFundMe account for a new bed, that'd be awesome. Like, I'm doing what I can. I don't know what we're going to do about that. But the point was, in the past, that event would have spiraled me. Nothing ever goes right. I'm never going to have what I want. Everything that I have falls apart. Everything is shit. Everything is terrible. I don't have the money to replace the bed. How am I even going to do that when I have to have money for all blah, 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 blah. You hear, like, you all do it. We all do it. Something happens and you're like, ooh, this is an opportunity for me to weave the most amazing story about victimhood ever. Rub your hands together and you're like, okay, how best can I amplify this to make myself feel like complete shit? Here I go. This and that and that and that and then this and forever that and always and ever never. As an excuse to go act out addictive behavior. Go to sleep. Eat some sugar. If you're a drinker, go drink too much. Go pick a fight with your spouse. Whatever your go-to addictive energy behavior is. So you can see how it happens. Event happens. Then comes the stage show, culminating in the satisfying engagement with addictive behavior, addictive emotions, addictive patterns, right? It's like the cycle of abuse. The event happens, you do the addictive behavior, you feel better, then you feel bad usually, like, damn it, there's an empty carton of Ben & Jerry's in front of me. Where the hell did that come from? What just happened? You know, and then you feel like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, I see how it happened. And then you lay the groundwork, like, don't bring that in the house because you can't be trusted. You know, that whole thing. I should do a podcast on letting go of that one. But and then the tension builds up, and then an event happens, and it starts all over again. Right? Event, honeymoon period, stress builds, blow up, acting out, honeymoon period. You can look it up online. Look up the cycle of violence or domestic abuse violence cycle, and it applies to everything. So the key to changing that is when the event happens is being aware of how you start the whole shit show yourself. How you are the puppet master behind your own puppet show. You're doing all of it. The only thing that happened is the cat peed on the bed. Clean it up, do what I can, wash everything in hot water, see if there's something I can do about the foaminess of this mattress. If I can't fix it, I'll have to figure out buying a new bed, and see right at that point I can turn that into another story. At every point you can turn it into another story. At every point you make a micro decision. How am I going to be right here in this moment? Am I going to spiral out into all the times I never had the bed I wanted? Or am I going to go, oh, he's probably scared because he had a fight yesterday or something. He got hurt yesterday. And there was too much of the 4-cat smell in the room. So his solution, being a cat and not having opposable thumbs with which to journal his anxiety, he took a piss on the bed. That's it. That's all that happened. And I saw it happening. I was like, oh, I hear that story starting up. But I've been practicing extreme mindfulness of like, no, I'm not going to wander off into storyland. All that happened is what's happening right in front of my face right now. So I'm practicing letting my brain be an open receiver of information. Oh, I'm receiving some data. I'm receiving data through my nose that somebody just peed. And I was looking at the litter box and going, damn, that's some really strong pee. I wonder why his pee smells so strong. And then I looked to the right and was like, ow, fuck. And then I was like, no, we're playing the receiver game. Brain receives the visual information, different coloration on the bed. Brain thinks, oh, That's a foam bed. Might want to get that off there as fast as possible. Get the covers off as fast as we possibly can. Oh, I didn't put the cover. Cover. Actually, the cover it fell apart or something. I never replaced it. Mattress cover. So all these facts are coming in. Different color on the bed. I smell pee. Get that off. Throw it in the laundry. Get something on that before it goes any further. Clickety click. There's the facts and the solution. And that's all it has to be. It doesn't have to turn into these fucking cats. Or the dog ate my shoes again because he hates me. Or the dog took a shit on the bed because I went on vacation. The dog took a crap on the bed because it was confused and scared. It has nothing to do with you. Okay? And we do that same thing with the coat. Oh, I don't have a coat and it's cold outside. And I'm going to tell a story about how I never have a coat. I don't even want to say it out loud. It's so gross. Okay, where are you doing that? Where can you just receive the information? And let's just make it literal for a second. Let's say you're in cold weather and you do not have a coat. That's a fact. Anybody can see and feel that the temperatures are cold outside and you're wearing a tank top. So you can tell yourself a story about that and stand there and shiver. People can walk up to you and try to give you a coat and say, hey man, I noticed that, it's pretty cold outside and you don't have a coat. Here's a coat. And you can be like, no, and refuse it or argue with them about it because you're so invested in the story of not having a coat and being cold and la la la. Or you can think, fact, it's rather cold outside. Fact, my body needs some covering of some kind. Go into your full availability because freaking out sends the blood flow of your brain back to your survival centers, so you cannot cogitate well. You can't problem solve really well because you're too busy in the freak out story that you're telling yourself. If you stay calm, fact, it's cold. Fact, this body needs some covering. Fact, there's a solution here somewhere. Let me relax into this. What's the solution here? I can ask someone to help me find a coat. I can ask someone to give me a coat. I can go to a shelter, a homeless shelter, if you're homeless. This is where we always go, right? I'm a bag lady under the bridge. I don't have a coat. You can find multiple plastic bags to wrap up in. You can burrow into the dirt. There are 100 different solutions to keep your body warm so that you can survive. Those are just the fact stuff. So if you play the receiver game with your brain, you're just receiving the data. You stay calm and evaluate and brainstorm some options. And then if you're following your human design, which you should be, by the way, your body has all the answers that it needs because it's not caught up and freaked out about a story that you're spinning. That means your brain can't think. Your brain broke. In those moments, you done broke your brain. Do you see how it happens? So what the money group ends up doing for people is opening their eyes. These incidents this week, the Freddy Krueger treatment from Grit and Tingsha peeing on the bed, it's all just data. I can see what it's resonant with. I can see why they were scared. Cats have some shit going on too. We all are going through something. Grit's not happy because her dude ain't here. Ting's not happy because the other cats exist in the world and he thinks he should be the only one. Every time he sees another cat, he's like, what? Mom, look! there's a cat here. Oh, there's another cat here. What is this about? Get this cat out of here. He really thinks he's the only one. You're already wearing the coat. Another solution of that no coat scenario is recognizing that half the time we think we need a coat, we actually don't really need it. If we would sit there and breathe, we could, this is high level stuff, but you can bring your own body temperature up. That's well documented. So if you're searching for money and arguing about why you don't have it, how you've never had it, why you're never gonna have it, why you do all the things and everybody else has it and you don't have it, and broken record of agony. Okay, just hear yourself doing it. And if you're practicing mindfulness and understanding that your brain is just receiving some data, and you have a micro decision point what to do with the data. Do you want to tell a story about it, or do you just want to take the covers off the bed and throw them in the washer? Do you want to tell a story about it, or do you just want to walk somewhere or take your car somewhere and find although I guess if you have a car you don't really need a coat, but you could, you know what I mean, like go find a damn coat. Do you want to go to your familiar bad feeling place, or do you want to act out your addictive behavior, which sometimes looks like just making yourself feel a particular sensation of emotion, the familiar bad feeling place? Do you want to pick a fight with your spouse? Do you want a reason to sit and watch TV all day? How about you just cut out the middleman and just watch TV all day then? If that's what you really want, is to engage in your pattern, then just engage in your pattern and don't go through all the bullshit to make yourself an excuse so that you can give yourself permission to go do the thing that you're trying to do, which is pick a fight or overeat or stick your head in a bottle of vodka or whatever it is. Or you can go numb and check out. Just go numb and check out already. Maybe you just need a break. Maybe you too are overwhelmed by the smell of all the other cats. Maybe you too are missing someone and a little unnerved about how you can't see what's coming at you in life. Maybe you need to just go sit with that and cut out all the in-between. You already got the coat. You've already got it. It's already there. Listen to your stories about the coat. Listen to your stories about all the other cats in the world. Listen to your stories about money and love and health, and recognize that you can just stand there and have the experience in a completely mindless state, aware of the energies rippling through your body, aware of the stories that will go on still in the background. But again, you could turn that volume down to a level 1 or a level 2, and you know that they're there and you hear it. But you stand centered and grounded in your heart, holding the all that isness of it. Being in your body, being in your life, having the experience. Woman with cat, whose cat has peed on the bed. Woman with bills to pay and avenues with which to receive money, and okay if the bills are paid or not. Okay regardless of everything happening on the stage all around you at all times. Okay in relationship, okay without one. In my chart reading, Fernanda said, "Oh, there's a third one." And I was like, and no, there's not. I'm done with that. And she was like, "Oh," she's so nice. She was like, "Well, okay, but there's a third one." I was like, "No, no, there's not. I don't care what, if the money can be changed in my chart, then the third can be changed in my chart." She's like, "Someone foreign or someone who travels a lot." I was like, "No, no, thank you." So now I have stories about, I'm never doing that again. So the point, I guess, let's bottom line it in. Experience what's happening right now. Extreme mindfulness. What is happening right now? Right now, I'm sitting in my car with the air conditioning on because it has the best sound for recording. That's what I'm doing. What you doing? What are you doing right now? Where are you sitting? What are you thinking about? Hear the stories, even in response to what I'm saying, and then listen to the part of you that's not telling the stories, that's not thinking. Just label that. Oh, thinking. I hear some words. I think some words. I see some things. I create some words to go with the things. I'm doing it all. And I can change the words, and I can be the thing. I can be the energy. I can be the space that just laughs at all of this. That's what it always comes down to. Whenever I know that I've hit the moment of total release when I start laughing at just the absurdity of the agony that we cause ourselves, just the absurdity of the human experience, period. The cat's having their experience, the raccoon mama and her 5 babies out here, the endless, parade of possums, the bears that we have out here, the trees, everything having its own experience. It's just so funny. And in the funniness, in the hilarity of it, is so much love. There's so much love available. How could we ever let ourselves have a moment of feeling unloved? Hey, dummy, your sunglasses are on your head. Hey, dummy, you have access. You have access right now to a love that will blow your mind, to a love that another person could never give you. No one person can ever love you at the level that you have inside your own heart right now, today, honey bunnies. Right now. All right, I'm going to get out of this car because it's a little bit hot. It's like almost 90 degrees here in the North Georgia mountains, but it feels like 100 billion and 90. It feels like 90, 100 degrees. It feels like surface of the sun hot. Okay, anyway, you know where to find me, thatmichellewolf.com. I am looking at creating an event, a live event in Greenville, South Carolina. If you're anywhere near Greenville, hop on my website, thatmichellewolf.com, and get on the newsletter list because I'll send out details. I don't know yet about live streaming the event, but I suppose in theory we could. It's really in the creation stages. Haven't picked a date yet either, and haven't picked a name yet either, and that's going on my Facebook page, thatmichellewolf.com. Nope. Facebook.com, /MichelleWolf11. If you want to jump in on some title brainstorming, that's been fun. It's a post from last night. And then Human Design Basics for Business starts September 11th, Wednesday. You can still jump in on that at the low price of 179 buckaroonies for 4 weeks of coaching and education on human design and how it practically applies to your business. Whatever you're doing, if you apply human design to it, it changes the game. So it's not like I'm not teaching like how to make a sales funnel. I'm teaching like if you're trying to make a sales funnel and it's all fucked up and shit, I know how you can fix that part. The fucked up and shit part. You can get a human design foundation reading for $149. And if you're stuck and confused and just flummoxed about what to do in your life, a clarity session is your best avenue for that, because in an hour we will bust through all of that and you'll know exactly what to do. That's on the website too, y'all. All right, that's all I got. Think less, feel more. Talk to you later.